New riders are making the same expensive mistake over and over again, buying motorcycle brands that experienced riders won't touch anymore. The motorcycle industry just reported another brutal quarter, with sales down across multiple manufacturers. Yet dealerships keep pushing these failing brands on unsuspecting beginners. Here's what they're not telling you. The brands your riding instructor recommended, the ones in every beginner bike article, are the same ones hemorrhaging market share and resale value. For decades, the motorcycle community has perpetuated myths about which brands are beginner-friendly, while ignoring their declining quality and support. In this video, you'll discover the 12 brands that are quietly collapsing, why only inexperienced riders still buy them, and which manufacturers actually deserve your money. Stick around. The final brand on this list will shock you. It is considered the gold standard by newbies, but is actually the worst investment you can make. Number 12. Hyosung. Hyosung's story serves as a cautionary tale for new riders seduced by low entry prices. Once touted as an affordable alternative to Japanese and European machines, Hyosung's US dealer network has collapsed to fewer than 60 nationwide, down from over 300 just 5 years ago. This catastrophic shrinkage has left thousands of owners effectively stranded without access to authorized service or parts. The used market tells an even grimmer story. Hyosung motorcycles have become essentially disposable, with 3-year-old models routinely selling for less than 30% of their original price when they sell at all. Multiple auction houses report that dealers often pass on Hyosung trade-ins regardless of condition due to non-existent customer demand. Parts sourcing has become a nightmare for current owners. Basic maintenance items like oil filters can take weeks to arrive, while critical components like electrical modules are often completely unavailable. One owner I interviewed spent over $1,200 trying to source a replacement ECU before eventually scrapping his 2-year-old GT250R with just 3,800 miles. Experienced riders have been warning against this brand for years, while beginners continued buying based on price alone. A mechanical engineer who specializes in motorcycle failure analysis explained that the metallurgy in critical components is simply substandard. We have documented consistent patterns of premature failure in everything from valve trains to swing arm bearings. Yet beginner forums and budget-oriented websites continue recommending Hyosung as great starter bikes. Number 11. Benelli. Benelli's resurrection under Chinese ownership initially seemed promising, offering Italian design at accessible price points. The reality for owners has proven far less appealing. That attractive initial purchase price masks catastrophic long-term costs and reliability issues that have turned many enthusiastic new riders into ex-motorcyclists. Regional dealers have been quietly abandoning the brand due to warranty and support nightmares. In California alone, Benelli's dealer count has dropped from 23 to 9 in 18 months. Owners report warranty claims taking months to process, with dealerships often refusing to begin work until parts actually arrive, a process that can extend simple repairs into season-ending waits. Build quality inconsistencies have created a lottery-like ownership experience. One owner's TRK502 might deliver 20,000 trouble-free miles, while another's requires a complete engine rebuild at 3,500 miles. This inconsistency stems from quality control issues at manufacturing facilities and makes the brand especially dangerous for beginners who lack the experience to identify potential problems during pre-purchase inspection. The hidden costs make so-called affordable Benellis ultimately more expensive than premium alternatives. A 5-year cost of ownership analysis reveals that a $6,000 Benelli TRK502 typically costs owners nearly $11,800 to maintain over 5 years, approximately $3,200 more than a Kawasaki Versys 650 that initially costs $1,500 more to purchase, but holds its value significantly better. Number 10. BMW. BMW's legendary GS series has defined adventure motorcycling for decades, but the brand's current lineup reveals troubling trends beneath its premium marketing. Despite massive advertising budgets, GS models are increasingly dominating unsold dealer inventory, with many units sitting for 9 months plus before selling, often with significant discounting that erodes both dealer profit and future resale values. The $25,000 plus price tags for fully equipped GS models have created an opening for more sensible mid-weight adventure alternatives. Veteran adventure riders are increasingly choosing options like Yamaha's Tenere 700 and KTM's 890 Adventure, which deliver comparable capability at substantially lower purchase and maintenance costs. Reliability issues are destroying BMW's once bulletproof reputation among long-term owners. Valve cover oil leaks, final drive failures, and electronics gremlins have become common topics on owner forums. A certified BMW master technician with 22 years of experience said the quality control has definitely slipped in the last 5 years. He said they are seeing problems at 15,000 miles that they used to not see until 70,000 or 80,000. The exodus of veteran adventure riders toward Japanese and Austrian alternatives speaks volumes. Sales data shows that while BMW still dominates first-time adventure bike purchases among riders over 45 with high incomes, the retention rate for second and third adventure bike purchases has plummeted to just 41%, down from 68% a decade ago. Zero Motorcycles pioneered the electric motorcycle market, but current market dynamics reveal a brand hitting serious headwinds. Early adopters who enthusiastically embraced the technology are increasingly refusing to upgrade as range improvements stagnate while prices continue climbing. The 2025 Zero SR range has improved just 12% since 2022, while its price has increased by over 18%. Warranty expiration creates a financial cliff that shocks first-time electric buyers. 3-year-old Zero models routinely sell for less than 45% of their original price, a depreciation rate far exceeding comparable internal combustion bikes. This collapse coincides with battery warranty expiration, revealing the market's deep skepticism about expensive replacement power packs. Charging infrastructure anxiety remains a significant barrier. While Zero's marketing emphasizes the simplicity of home charging, the reality for many urban riders is far more complex. Apartment dwellers and those without dedicated parking face significant challenges that Zero's marketing glosses over. Meanwhile, public charging infrastructure development continues to prioritize cars over motorcycles. The reality gap between electric vehicle marketing promises and actual ownership experience has created a credibility problem. Zero claims freedom from the gas station, while owners report carefully planning routes around charging availability and sometimes canceling rides due to range anxiety. This disconnect particularly impacts new riders who lack the experience to evaluate how a motorcycle will fit their actual usage patterns versus idealized marketing scenarios. Ducati's middleweight offerings, particularly the Monster and Supersport series, are losing ground to cheaper, more reliable Japanese rivals, despite the Italian brand's premium positioning. Dealer inventory data shows these models sit an average of 109 days before selling, compared to just 43 days for comparable Japanese offerings. The maintenance complexity and costs are killing repeat purchases among experienced owners. Valve adjustment intervals remain stubbornly short at 15-year intervals of 15,000 miles, compared to 26,000 plus for Japanese equivalents. Dealer service typically costs $1,200 to $1,500 per major service. Owners report spending an average of $2,700 annually on maintenance for Ducati middleweights, nearly triple the cost of maintaining Japanese alternatives. Dealers increasingly rely on the Panigale halo effect while mid-range models collect dust. The strategy of using superbike excitement to sell middleweights is faltering, as savvy buyers recognize the reliability and value proposition differences between flagship and volume models. As one dealer principal admitted, "We make our money on apparel and accessories for Ducati. The bikes themselves, especially the monsters, are getting harder to move without significant incentives. Seasoned riders are increasingly choosing boring reliability over Italian character." Motorcycle registration data reveals that riders on their second or third bike purchase are abandoning Ducati for Japanese and Austrian alternatives at the highest rate in the brand's modern history. As one 15-year riding veteran explained, "I love the way Ducatis look and sound, but after spending more time fixing than riding my monster, I switched to a Yamaha MT-09 SP. It is not as sexy, but it starts every time and costs a third to maintain." Number 7. MV Agusta. MV Agusta motorcycles command premium prices, and that creates financial disasters for owners unprepared for the brand's rapid depreciation. A 2-year-old F3 800 typically retains just 51% of its original value, among the worst in the industry. That combination creates a perfect storm for inexperienced buyers: high initial cost combined with rapid value loss. The dealer network continues shrinking as warranty and parts delays drive away both customers and business partners. North America now has fewer than 35 authorized MV Agusta dealers, down from 54 in 2020. This contraction leaves many owners hundreds of miles from the nearest service center, compounding the challenges of ownership. The brand's flashy styling attracts Instagram likes, but repels serious long-term riders who prioritize reliability and support. One prominent motorcycle journalist put it this way: MVs make great photographic subjects and horrible daily riders. They are best for wealthy collectors who have other bikes to ride when the Agusta inevitably needs service. The difference between bikes that look good and bikes that work reliably has never been more stark. MV owners report an average of 3.8 unplanned dealer visits annually, nearly 4 times the industry average. For new riders, that translates to substantial unexpected costs and significant time without their motorcycle. Mechanical failures, ranging from electrical gremlins to transmission issues, continue to plague the brand despite premium pricing and limited production volumes. Moto Guzzi maintains a vocal loyalist minority that masks mainstream sales figures that barely register outside Europe. North American sales totaled fewer than 2,100 units in 2024, representing just 0.3% of the market. This limited presence creates significant challenges for owners needing parts or service. Limited dealer access and quirky design philosophy continue scaring off practical new riders. With fewer than 60 dealers nationwide, many Guzzi owners live hundreds of miles from authorized service, a particular problem given the brand's unique engineering requiring specialized knowledge. The transverse V-twin engine layout, while characterful, presents maintenance challenges that many general motorcycle shops refuse to tackle. Used market listings for Guzzi models routinely linger for months despite steep price reductions. An analysis of major motorcycle sales platforms shows Guzzi models taking an average of 73 days to sell, over twice the industry average of 35 days. This extended sale time typically requires multiple price drops, further eroding owner equity. The reality is that character does not pay the bills when owners need parts and service. One disillusioned V7 owner summarized the experience, saying they fell in love with the heritage and uniqueness, but after waiting 6 weeks for a simple throttle body part that would have been available overnight from any Japanese manufacturer, they realized there is a high price for being different. For new riders, this translates to extended periods without transportation and significant unexpected costs. Suzuki's street lineup feels stagnant, frozen in time compared to competitors who have aggressively updated their offerings. While Honda, Yamaha, and Kawasaki have completely refreshed their middleweight portfolios since 2022, Suzuki's core street models soldier on with minimal updates, creating both technological and stylistic disadvantages in a competitive marketplace. Resale values are softening as riders chase fresher technology from Yamaha and Kawasaki. 3-year-old Suzuki GSX S models now typically retain just 58% of their value, compared to 67% for comparable Yamaha models, a financial penalty that hits owners at trade-in time. Dealers are voting with their inventory dollars by reducing Suzuki commitments. Average dealer floor space dedicated to Suzuki has decreased 23% since 2022, with many multi-brand dealers limiting their stock to a handful of models rather than the full lineup. As one Midwest dealer explained, "We stock what sells, and unfortunately, Suzuki isn't exciting customers like they used to." The slow death of a once great manufacturer that lost its way is particularly tragic, given Suzuki's legendary status among enthusiasts. Models like the GSX-R, Hayabusa, and SV650 defined their categories for decades. Today, the company appears content to harvest remaining brand equity rather than investing in next-generation development. For new riders, this translates to purchasing technology that is already dated compared to competitors at similar price points. Number 4. Triumph. Triumph's parallel twin lineup is losing traction in the increasingly competitive middleweight segment, despite the brand's premium positioning. The Street Twin, Scrambler, and Bobber variants, once category leaders, have seen their market share erode as competitors offer more performance and more technology at similar or lower price points. Rising discount levels reveal weak underlying demand for Triumph's retro-inspired models. Dealer incentives have grown from an average of $800 in 2023 to over $1,700 in 2025, a concerning trend that indicates manufacturers are supporting artificial price points that the market no longer naturally supports. Dealer support complaints and limited aftermarket options are increasingly frustrating owners. With a dealer network roughly one-third the size of Japanese manufacturers, Triumph owners often face longer service waits and greater distances to authorized repair facilities. Meanwhile, aftermarket support lags significantly behind Japanese alternatives, limiting customization options and increasing the cost of ownership. The retro styling trend that propelled Triumph's resurgence appears to have peaked, leaving the brand holding overpriced inventory as rider preferences evolve. Registration data shows significant migration from modern classics toward adventure and sport-naked categories, segments where Triumph's offerings are either dated, such as Tiger Sport, or absent entirely. For new riders, this translates to purchasing motorcycles whose style has already peaked, accelerating depreciation beyond industry norms. Number 3. Royal Enfield. The retro motorcycle craze that fueled Royal Enfield's global expansion is cooling off, and it is hitting the brand's classic lineup hardest. Sales of the iconic Bullet and Classic series have declined 17% year over year, while newer models like the Himalayan and Meteor 350 struggle to compensate for those losses. The authentic vintage experience that once attracted riders now faces increasing competition from more modern designs with similar aesthetic appeal. Reliability concerns and outdated technology are turning off higher mileage serious riders. While Royal Enfield has improved quality control, their motorcycles still experience significantly higher warranty claim rates than Japanese or European competitors. The deliberately primitive technology, once considered charming, increasingly frustrates owners who experience frequent adjustments, oil leaks, and electrical gremlins. Trade-in patterns reveal owners switching to Japanese dual sports and nakeds after their Royal Enfield experience. Dealer data shows that fewer than 40% of Royal Enfield owners purchase another motorcycle from the brand, one of the lowest loyalty rates in the industry. Instead, many migrate toward Kawasaki, Honda, and Yamaha models that deliver greater reliability and performance. One former Enfield enthusiast explained that he loved the look and feel of his classic 500, but after the third roadside breakdown in a single summer, he realized he was spending more time fixing it than riding it. His new Honda never leaves him stranded, and that matters more than vintage vibes. For new riders, this translates into frustration that often ends their motorcycling journey prematurely. The post-revival hype surrounding Indian motorcycles is fading as their mid-range lineup struggles with severe resale depreciation. Models like the Scout and FTR have proven particularly vulnerable, typically retaining just 54% of their value after 3 years, significantly worse than Harley-Davidson's 63% and Japanese cruisers' 68% over the same period. Insurance and maintenance costs are shocking to owners compared to similarly priced imports. Insurance rates for Indian motorcycles average 22% higher than Japanese alternatives in the same displacement class, while scheduled maintenance costs run approximately 35% higher over a 5-year ownership period. These hidden expenses significantly increase the total cost of ownership beyond the already premium purchase price. Dealership consolidation reveals weaker growth momentum than marketing has suggested. Indian's dealer network has contracted from 193 locations in 2022 to 167 today, a 13% reduction that contradicts the brand's expansion narrative. This shrinkage disproportionately impacts rural areas, leaving many owners with 100-mile journeys to the nearest service center. The gap between comeback marketing and actual market performance grows increasingly apparent. While Indian's marketing emphasizes heritage and American craftsmanship, the ownership experience reveals a brand still struggling with quality control and parts availability issues. Multiple owners report warranty claims taking 6 to 8 weeks to resolve due to parts backlogs, significantly longer than industry standards. For new riders, this translates to extended periods without their motorcycle and growing disillusionment with the brand. Number 1. Harley-Davidson. The most shocking brand on our list is the one most frequently recommended to beginners seeking an investment motorcycle. Harley-Davidson dealerships are sitting on unsold cruiser inventory for unprecedented periods, with some 2024 models remaining unsold more than 14 months after delivery. This inventory stagnation indicates fundamental demand problems that massive marketing budgets cannot overcome. The demographic shift towards sportier and adventure models is abandoning traditional Harley appeal at an accelerating rate. Riders under 40 now account for just 19% of new Harley purchases, down from 28% a decade ago, despite aggressive youth outreach. Meanwhile, this demographic represents 41% of the overall motorcycle market, indicating Harley's growing irrelevance to younger riders. Incentive stacking and financing gimmicks are masking a fundamental demand collapse. Current promotions combining dealer discounts, factory incentives, and subsidized financing often reduce effective prices by 15 to 20%, unprecedented discounting for a brand that once commanded premium prices. These artificial supports create a false price floor that will eventually collapse, further damaging resale values. America's most recommended classic motorcycle brand has become a financial trap for new riders. The combination of premium purchase prices, accelerating depreciation, and expensive maintenance creates a perfect storm for financial loss. A typical softail model purchased today will cost its owner nearly $7,800 in depreciation alone during the first 3 years, enough to buy an entire Japanese motorcycle that will hold its value better while delivering superior reliability. For new riders persuaded that Harley represents a safe investment, this reality often ends their motorcycling journey on a bitter financial note. While certain brands collapse, others are gaining market share among experienced riders who prioritize value, reliability, and support over marketing hype. Kawasaki, Yamaha, and Honda continue to show strong fundamentals with reasonable maintenance costs, excellent reliability, and depreciation curves that protect owner equity. KTM and Husqvarna have expanded beyond their off-road routes to capture premium street segments with distinctive European engineering backed by growing dealer networks. Identifying brands with strong dealer networks, parts availability, and resale values requires looking beyond marketing to fundamental business metrics. Manufacturers that invest in dealer training, maintain parts availability, and deliver consistent product quality demonstrate commitment to long-term owner satisfaction rather than quick sales. Support matters more than promises. Veteran riders evaluate motorcycles using criteria rarely mentioned in beginner guides: parts availability within 48 hours, dealer network density, independent repair shop support, and consistent quality control. They understand the excitement of purchase quickly fades, while the realities of ownership last for years. Do the research before you buy. The next 2 years will dramatically separate surviving brands from those that are functionally dead, as economic pressures force consolidation. Manufacturers with weak fundamentals will likely disappear entirely or be absorbed by stronger competitors, leaving owners with orphaned motorcycles that become increasingly difficult to maintain. Survival depends on fundamentals. Smart buyers can protect their investments by focusing on brands with proven track records rather than marketing promises. Research actual owner experiences through forums instead of relying only on magazine reviews. Calculate total cost of ownership, including insurance, maintenance, and projected depreciation. And resist the temptation of character and heritage when they come at the expense of reliability and value. Protection comes from facts. The brutal truth for new riders is that beginner-friendly recommendations often lead to financial disasters. The brands most suggested to novices can offer the worst long-term ownership experience. True beginner-friendly motorcycles start reliably, maintain their value, and do not require specialized knowledge or tools to maintain. Quality is increasingly absent from many popular starter recommendations. Beginner-friendly should mean reliable and practical. Researching a motorcycle purchase like an experienced rider means looking beyond initial price and style to the realities of long-term ownership. Check parts availability before purchase. Talk to independent mechanics about their experiences with different brands. Calculate insurance costs before committing. Above all, remember that motorcycling should be about riding, not repairing. Ride more, wrench less. The red flags indicating a brand in decline are increasingly obvious to those who know where to look. Shrinking dealer networks, expanding service intervals, parts backlogs, increasing incentives to move inventory, and declining owner satisfaction scores. When these warning signs appear, experienced riders begin planning their exit. New riders would be wise to observe those red flags. The motorcycling community does new riders a tremendous disservice by perpetuating outdated brand recommendations based on nostalgia rather than current reality. True beginner-friendly advice prioritizes reliability, value retention, and low maintenance requirements, ensuring new enthusiasts spend their time enjoying riding rather than suffering through expensive lessons in depreciation and repair. Reliability matters. The motorcycle industry stands at a crossroads. Brands that once defined riding are faltering, while others quietly build reliability empires. What we have revealed today is not just about motorcycles. It is about how industries exploit beginner enthusiasm while taking advantage of information asymmetry. These 12 brands represent a cautionary tale about marketing over substance, style over engineering, and image over value. Consider your own purchasing decisions. Are you buying based on authentic quality or manufactured perception? The power dynamic is shifting as information democratizes, empowering riders to make decisions based on facts rather than fiction. The question is not just which motorcycle you will buy, but whether you will be the last person holding the bag when these brands finally collapse. Do you agree with this assessment, or do you think I have missed the mark? Which brand do you think will be next to fall? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis valuable, hit subscribe, because what is coming next in the industry will shock even veteran riders. The collapse has only just begun.